Were born in the same hospital, attended the same kindergarten, and went to the same middle school. Even in high school, they coincidentally ended up sitting next to each other. As if fate wasn't done with them, both of their families ran mochi shops, located just one street apart. Childhood friends didn't even begin to describe their connection. However, young Annie didn't like mochi at all. That was because young Ike loved teasing Annie, often calling her by her nickname, Mochi Girl, as he shouted it across the street. Annie would often ask her grandfather why they had to sell mochi. Her mother would always comfort her, saying that Ike only teased her because he liked her and wanted her attention. But everything changed when Annie's mother tragically passed away in an accident. Left helpless, Annie turned to Ike. From that moment on, Ike never teased Annie again. Instead, he made it his mission to cheer her up. Whenever Annie had a problem, he was always the first to help. He even gave her a simple homemade phone, telling her to use it to share any of her troubles with him. At first, Annie thought the idea was childish, but surprisingly, they continued using this way of communicating well into high school, often talking late into the night. Annie, however, had terrible hand-eye coordination. Every time Ike tossed the phone to her, it would hit her on the forehead. Out of 100 throws, she might catch it once. As they entered their teenage years, Ike began to realize his feelings for Annie had grown into something more. Graduation was approaching fast, and Ike, who loved photography, wanted to study in Tokyo for college. This meant leaving the town he had always called home and leaving Annie. Ike's father initially disapproved, but his mother, who had the final say in the family, supported his dream. However, she told Ike to be honest and explain his plans to Annie. Ike decided this was also the perfect chance to confess his feelings to her. He spent an entire afternoon hesitating, unsure how to bring it up. Later that evening, he quietly observed Annie from a distance, trying to gather his courage. Finally determined, he resolved to take a leap of faith. If Annie managed to catch the phone this time, he would confess his love to her.